How's it going, everybody? It's Cameron, your host of Broncos Beat. I was just making this video because I haven't had a chance to talk about the Jaylen Waddle trade yet. I was hoping to have some time, either yesterday or Wednesday, to make it, but it didn't work out. I got a lot going on right now between work and getting ready to go on vacation next week, so you're just going to get to hear me rant about it. My opinion on the Jaylen Waddle trade, I think it's a good trade. It helps fill one of the needs I thought Denver needed to fill at the wide receiver position. I didn't think it was a big need, but Denver definitely needed somebody who was explosive and elusive to kind of open up the field for all the other guys. You got a guy like Marvin Mims, who, if he wasn't a returner, I think he would be utilized more on the offense. But I don't think he's quite on the same level as Jaylen Waddle. And so with Jaylen Waddle being traded to the Broncos, I think that's going to keep Marvin Mims mostly as a return specialist, where he's arguably one of the best, if not the best, returners in the league right now. The compensation that the Broncos gave up for Jaylen Waddle was their first round pick, their third round pick, and their fourth round pick in this upcoming draft. And in return, they got Jaylen Waddle and the Dolphins' fourth round pick, which would be the 11th pick in the fourth round, instead of them having their fourth round pick, which would be the 30th pick in the fourth round. So essentially, we just gave up a first and a third for Jaylen Waddle, and it's a really late first round pick. Many people argue that it is just a second round pick. Either way, you can consider it as a late first, early second round pick. Some draft compensation calculators, the compensation package we gave up is equal to something like the 25th or the 26th pick in the first round in total for Jaylen Waddle. And so I think it's a good trade. Definitely helps open up the field for a lot of people on the Broncos. I think it's going to help Courtland Sutton out. I think it's going to help Evan Ingram out. Evan Ingram also was dealing with a back injury last year, and so I think that kind of hindered his performance as well. You also have Davis Webb, who's going to be calling plays next year. I think that'll help Evan Ingram as well. But overall, I think having a guy like Jaylen Waddle, he's definitely not like a tier 1 receiver. A tier 1 receiver would be like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, that kind of guy. I think he's more like a tier 2 receiver, which would just be like amongst the best, but not the best. He kind of had the issue of having a really bad quarterback play the last few years, with Tua being out with injury quite often, but also him not being able to make the deep throws, which is about 40% of Jaylen Waddle's yards come on deep to intermediate to deep throws. So that should hopefully help Bo Nix as well. Jaylen Waddle also cash money in the middle of the field, the middle third. That's somewhere that Bo Nix has struggled with. If I remember right off the top of my head, Bo Nix was like 32 out of 33 qualifying quarterbacks in the middle third of the field completion percentage. And so having a guy like Jaylen Waddle, I think, will improve Bo Nix's numbers in the middle of the field. I'm not going to say that's going to make him the best quarterback, but it should help get him to at least average, we'll say like 15th or 16th in the middle third. And so, with giving up our first round pick, that leaves us with a second and giving up the third. So, we have a second and a fourth round pick in this upcoming draft. And now Denver doesn't have to go get a receiver. I'm curious to see if they even go after a tight end. I don't know if Eli Stowers is going to be available at the end of the second when we pick. He's a guy I'd like to see on the Broncos, but maybe with having Jaylen Waddle on the team and having Davis Webb calling plays, Evan Ingram is going to go off, and we won't need to pick up another tight end. Because even with Evan Ingram, he was amazing this last preseason when Davis Webb was calling plays. And that's what I was thinking, that Evan Ingram was going to go off during the regular season after watching him play the preseason last year. Just didn't happen. He was dealing with a back injury as well. And so, with him being fully healed and having Davis Webb calling plays, I think Evan Ingram will benefit. Jaylen Waddle, if I had to guess his stats, it'd probably be 100 receptions or 110 receptions for like 12 or 1,300 yards, because he's going to be on a better offense, better quarterback with Bo Nix. I'd argue Bo Nix is top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Tua Tagovailoa, probably. He had the one really good season, and then outside of that, he's probably just a quality backup quarterback or low-end starting quarterback, in my opinion. So you got a better quarterback. You got a lot of great players around him. I think he's going to benefit. I was planning on making a video how I thought that Pat Bryant or Troy Franklin was going to just explode this season. They were going to take a step forward. I thought either one of those guys could have went for 1,000 yards next season. But with the addition of Jaylen Waddle, that's going to push Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant down to wide receiver 3 and wide receiver 4. And then you got Marvin Mims, who'd probably be the wide receiver 5 or 6. Although if I had to guess, probably be wide receiver 5. And then you get a guy like Lil Jordan Humphrey. He's another guy I thought would have done decent in this offense with having the new wide receiver coach. I need to go look up his name again, but I do know he's the same wide receiver coach when Michael Thomas had his record-setting year for receptions. He was also the quarterback coach for Josh Allen when he won MVP. He's one of those guys who understands the quarterback and the wide receiver position, because he played quarterback at University of North Carolina in college and then was a wide receiver in the NFL. And so he will be able to help those wide receivers. He'll be able to help Bo Nix as well. I think the Broncos have arguably the best coaching staff in the NFL now, with getting their new wide receiver coach. So I look forward to the upcoming season. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the trade, about anything else that I talked about. I'm going to try to get another video out talking about the new addition at the safety position from the Cincinnati Bengals. Hopefully I can get that done before I go on vacation. If not, then it'll be done when I get back. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video.